Hello, friends of Golf Course Quality Fertilizer. Well, it's finally time to start putting down our Winterizer. I've had a lot of people that are anxious about it. Even me, I'm a little anxious about it too. But soil temperatures just weren't there yet. We're still right around 50, just below 50 degree. But definitely after this weekend and during next week, it's definitely cool enough where we can get our Winterizer down before this turf goes dormant on us. So we're gonna turn the green light on today. It is November 7th. You'll have at least 2 or 3 weeks to get it down. I mean, it's not like a rush to do it. What I would be focusing on myself is, okay, I just mowed my lawn, so I kind of cleaned up my leaves some, and it's gonna rain within the next 2 or 3 days or 4 days. It's gonna rain, or we're getting a lot of dew in the morning, right? And then that's when I would actually go ahead and apply my application. I wouldn't worry about if I have to water it in right away, because everybody has their irrigation kind of blown out already. Let Mother Nature take care of it. One thing to understand about urea, and that's what we're using for our Winterizer, is that this stuff is a pure mineral, right? There's no coatings on this or anything, so this thing will melt like sugar. So even if I took some of this and put it down right here, it would start to melt just by pulling up the moisture off of these cracks from the rain we had. And if my turf is a little wet, it'll start melting it down right away. I mean, it's literally like putting sugar down. It will melt right away. And that's an advantage for us because then I can go out, I can apply when I know that there's going to be some rain in the near future. If there doesn't happen to be any rain in the near future, then I just at least wait for 3 days or so, and I'd go out there and I'd investigate. You will not be able to find this. It will melt down in just from the dew in the morning, kind of keeping that surface wet. It will melt down into the turf, and you won't have to worry about picking it up when you're picking up your leaves. I want to show you an example right over here of how many leaves is not too many leaves, and that's this. And this is actually over 50% of the leaves have fallen off this tree. There are some areas that it looks, oh boy, it's almost full, but you can still apply over this area. So you don't have to be real particular when you're putting this app down. So if you're like, boy, I don't have time to pick up my leaves, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, I would go ahead and apply above this, because these little pearls are gonna work their way through this. If it rains, it's gonna wash it all down into the turf, and then boom, we're good to go. And then you can pick up your leaves that next day, especially if it just rained, right? And so don't get too caught up on leaves and when to put it down. This one, like I said, it melts really fast, and so it's really easy, all right? Let's go back over here. I wanna show some other things that I would like you guys to know about using urea. So since it is a raw particle, there's a lot more opportunity for it to have clumps in the bag. And I'm sure many of my customers, especially the ones that have been with us for 14 years since the beginning, right? They know there's gonna be clumps in this every so often. So what I do, and actually this one's not too shabby, but I'll just do this little light flop over and kind of break up the big chunks. If I feel any chunks, I'll bust them up like this. But more importantly, when we're putting it into the hopper, that's when we want to definitely make sure the chunks, or sometimes there's like rock-like things in there because it's a raw material, right? So this is not going to be pretty like all the other fertilizers are. This is going to have more chunks and different things in there. And so as you're pouring it into your hopper of your spreader here, make sure it's shut off, of course, right? Then you'll just kind of pour it in slowly. If you see big chunks go in, then break those chunks up. There's a small example. This actually is a pretty good bag, but things like this can be in there. Now this one's not that big a deal. That's probably not gonna do much. I might still take it out because it can get in there and kind of create a weird spot. But yeah, you're just gonna make sure that there's no chunks in there, so that way when you're applying it, it's not gonna clog up on you and have a strange application, right? All right. Another thing that's real important with urea is because it's a raw material and it's very hot, even though the outdoors is cool. And that's why we also have to wait till the temperatures are cooling down, because this is extremely hot product. And so it'll make that grass grow really fast if it's still in its growing its shoot stage. And we want to focus all on roots, right? And so that's why we wait till it's cool enough, the soil temperatures are cool enough for us to apply it. So when we get out there, one thing that I worry about with people with this one is that they're not turning on and off their high hopper while they're going fast enough. So like, for example, if they're coming up to an object like this up here, let's do this telephone pole, then they'll start to slow down and then shut it off. Well, this one here can really do a burn spot really easy. So I really suggest that you be real aggressive about the things you do. So when you're going, make sure you're going fast enough before you turn it on, and then shut it off before you even slow down, right? So notice how I didn't have anything like clump out of there. It was just like a off and on. So just make sure you're going fast enough when you turn it on and fast enough when you turn it off, and then you won't have those spill burn spots on corners or edges, and you'll be okay. Thanks for listening. Is there any other questions?
I don't think so.
All right. You can always throw a question in the comments. That's a great spot to ask questions. But Urea is a great winterizer. It's really done a lot for me over the last 36 years as far as having nice green turf in the spring. And I won't have to worry about trying to get fertilizer down while we're in that spring flush. Then I can wait as long as I can before I put down my crabgrass preventer and have more success with my crabgrass preventer. So winterizer, Urea, get it down.